Okay, Katie, thank you for agreeing to do this interview. I just want to ask you to start off with, what made you decide to book in with me?
I saw your video on TikTok, and I was in like the depths of a really horrible narcissistic recovery, and I had no other options. And honestly, I couldn't find a therapist in the US. It's like very hard to find therapists. And I had been on a 2-month hunt for someone who had done narcissistic abuse recovery. And I just needed something now. I just needed something that would have like immediate results to just help me survive through. And I saw your videos, and I just thought, she gets it. And I also thought I was completely crazy. I was like, this is crazy. I'm messaging someone from TikTok to do hypnosis on me. I don't know. I must be in a really bad place. But I did it, and it's just been incredible.
Amazing. How was life for you at the time when you were struggling with this? How was it affecting you?
I just wasn't functional. I wasn't a functional person. I was having panic attacks pretty much every day. And having like fainting attacks. So fainting spells just from the stress of it. And I had a lot of fear. I was having trouble trusting anyone, and trusting myself was really difficult. And yeah, I couldn't function at all.
Okay, and how long has this been going on for?
2 months, maybe. I was in survival mode maybe that first month, and then the second month it was after that person had left. I was just picking up the pieces and really struggling.
Okay. And had you tried other things? So I know you couldn't get a therapist, but had you tried other things to try and deal with it?
I think when we started working together, I didn't have other options. I didn't have other things to use. So I was just reading books. I read 2 books on narcissism and a book on codependency, and was just trying to work through those changes. I knew what the changes were that I needed to make in myself to like protect myself against these kinds of people, but I didn't know how to take action on those things.
Okay. So what were your thoughts of hypnosis before you came to see me? Did you know anything about it?
I had only seen it in the like on stage versions. And I'd been to a few of those shows, and at the beginning of the shows, they make you do a thing to see if you're like hypnotizable. And I knew I was very hypnotizable. But that's all I knew. Yeah, that's all I knew.
And how did you feel about doing it? Was it surprising?
It was what was surprising for me about it was that I really enjoyed it. Like I enjoyed giving up control a little bit and like letting someone else take the wheel and kind of help guide me through. Yeah.
Excellent. So how would you describe the entire experience?
Surprising. Surprising. And I guess even though there's like a sense of giving up control, I think one of the things that I really appreciated in our first conversation was that you made it clear that it was that I am in control of telling you when we're done. Because then it's my measure of success, and really like knowing that we set out specific goals. We're like, here's what success looks like. And that I get to say when we've reached success. And that was something that for me made me trust it, because if I didn't feel like there had been a change made, we wouldn't be done, you know? But I, sitting here now, am in a completely different place than I was when we started. And I think back on looking at myself in the camera on that first day that we spoke and being like, who is this person? And it's just, I feel so different now.
And what are you most looking forward to now?
What am I most looking forward to? I think just like continuing, I think the strangest feeling is, and I try to explain this to friends, but the feeling of having different behaviors than I had before. And it's so hard to describe because I'm the one who's controlling the change in behavior, but it's a different part of me. It's not just like, oh, I'm just going to do this thing now that I couldn't do before. It's like all of those thought patterns, all of the like cycling thinking, all of that stuff is just gone. And so my behaviors are just different, and it feels so, it feels so natural and freeing. And anytime that I have that behavior that's different, it's like a drug. It just feels really good. And I want to, I'm just excited to continue to do those things differently, because it feels so good to say no to things and say what I want. Like anytime that I say what I want, I'm like, yes. And it just, I think one of the things that we talked about in one of our early sessions was like, I want to like become a version of myself that I've not been allowed to become because of these things. And I can feel myself becoming, and I'm really excited for that.
Amazing. So what would you say to people who are struggling like you were, but are kind of putting off doing anything about it?
I would say to just do it. I think it's scary when you look at like the price tag of therapy in any way. It's always like, oh, I have to put money behind this. Like this is terrifying. But it's the changes that it makes in your life is just totally worth every penny.